Number 1. It silences your pain before it can speak. Forgive and forget. You've probably heard it your whole life, maybe from family, friends, or well-meaning voices telling you it's time to move on. It sounds like healing, but is it? When you're told to forgive before you've been allowed to feel, something inside goes quiet. Not peaceful quiet, but the quiet of suppression. The anger, the grief, the confusion don't disappear. They just go underground. Your nervous system knows the difference. Suppressed emotions linger in the body as tension, as a sense that something unresolved is still alive inside you. And over time, you begin to believe that your pain is too much, that you should be over it by now. You end up abandoning yourself the way your feelings were once dismissed. But healing doesn't begin with forgetting. It begins with being allowed to feel what's real. Number 2, it confuses healing with returning to how things were. When people say forgive and forget, they often mean restoration, going back to how things were, as if trust can be glued together with good intentions. But forgiveness and reconciliation are not the same. Forgiveness can be private, something you grant yourself, not necessarily a bridge you rebuild. Forgive and forget collapses this difference, pressuring you to reconnect without repair. This creates what psychologists call an attachment injury. When someone we depend on harms us, and we're pushed to restore closeness without true accountability, our nervous system learns to associate love with tolerating harm. Healing doesn't require returning. Sometimes, the most compassionate thing you can do is release the hurt without reopening the door. Number 3. It asks you to erase what your brain was built to remember. Just forget about it, as if memory were a choice, as if trauma were a file you could delete. But your nervous system encodes painful experiences as warnings. That's how survival works. A tone of voice, a phrase, a place can all trigger implicit memories. Unconscious, body-held emotional memories that live in your body, not just your mind. When you're told to forget, you're really being told to ignore your body's signal. And when you can't, shame sets in. You start to believe you're broken for remembering. But you're not broken. Your nervous system is doing what it's designed to do to protect you. Healing isn't about erasing memories. It's about learning to hold them without being consumed by them. Number 4. It enables harmful patterns. When forgiveness becomes forced, when you forgive too quickly, without repair or change, you teach people that their behavior has no real consequences, that your boundaries are negotiable, that words matter more than actions. And so the pattern repeats. Because real accountability requires discomfort, it asks the person who caused harm to face what they've done and show genuine change. But forgive and forget short-circuits that. It lets everyone move on before anything has actually shifted, leaving you to carry the burden alone. This is especially damaging in families or workplaces, where speaking up feels risky. When forgiveness is pressured without accountability, we don't just enable one person. We reinforce a system that values comfort over change. But boundaries aren't cruelty. Consequences aren't punishment. They're how people learn. Number 5. It builds a false forgiveness that leaves you empty. So you say the words, "I forgive you," you act normal, you smile, but inside something's unfinished. This is false forgiveness, an appearance of healing built on unprocessed pain. And your body keeps score through chronic tension, sleeplessness, or a kind of emotional flatness. Over time, you may pull away from closeness not because you don't care, but because vulnerability without safety feels like exposure. Psychologists call this compensatory self-reliance, the armor you build when depending on others has hurt you. True forgiveness can't be rushed or performed. It grows from feeling, grieving, and honoring what was lost.